Hello, my dear children. Hope you all are fine and enjoyed your Christmas vacation with full of joy and excitement. Now, let's get back to our studies. Children, today we are going to enjoy an interesting story in lesson 7 Snake Trouble. Trouble means difficulty or problem. So, in this lesson, we are going to see how a snake creates trouble. But before moving ahead, children, answer of my some questions. Do you like pet animals? Yes, we all love pet animals. Can you tell me names of some pet animals? Yes, there are some common pets such as dog, cat, fish, rabbit, parrot, and few more. Yes, these are kept as pets. Have you ever heard of people having uncommon or unusual pets like snake, spider, or other insects? No, you may have not heard about such people. But in the story, in the lesson which we are going to learn today, there is a boy who has uncommon. Children, common means common pets are like dog, cat, rabbit, parrot. Yes, uncommon means which are not seen often. Yes, or which are not kept as pet often. So in our story, there is a boy who has pets like python. Python is a snake. Python, monkey, etc. So let's enjoy the story. But before moving towards our story, I would like to introduce the writer of the story, and the writer is Ruskin Bond. He was born in 1934. He is an Indian author who has written many short stories for children. Most of his stories are about the lives of people living in the hills of Mussoorie and Dehradun. Ruskin Bond has got the Sahitya Academy Award, the Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan Awards for his short stories and novels. He is an Indian writer. Now, the story which we will learn today is about a boy who has the unusual pets such as python, monkey, etc. Here the boy himself is narrating the story. It means the boy is speaker here in the story. So he himself is narrating the story of his journey with his grandparents and how they face difficulties because of a python in this journey. So let's enjoy the story. Children, at the beginning there is warm up activity for you. Have you ever seen any of these rare and beautiful animals? Children, you must have observed some animals' pictures are given over there, and these are the rare animals. Rare means which are not seen often, uncommon, right? Would you like to have any of these unusual animals as a pet? Children, generally dogs, cats are said to be common animals as pets. Yes, these are not kept as pets. That's why these animals are called unusual animals as a pet. Unusual means uncommon, not common. Complete their names. You have to complete their names. Their names are given but incomplete. Some letters are missing over here. So you have to find out their names. Hints are given. See the first picture. These animals have a coat of stiff, sharp spines. You can see spines are there on its body. Second picture is about this animal is found in Australia and is the smaller cousin of the kangaroo. Children, you must have observed this animal looks like kangaroo. That's why it is called the smaller cousin of the kangaroo. Third picture is about more and more people are keeping these insects as pets at home. This is the picture of an insect. These are kept as pets. And fourth picture, many people don't like spiders, but some people keep this type of spiders as pets. So you have to find their names, complete their names. Okay, I hope you will enjoy this activity. Now let's move towards our story. Children, look at the first line on page number 89. I will read as well as explain at the same time. You have to underline the hard words. Hard words means which you feel that is hard for you. You have to underline and practice of writing those words. Okay, so let's start. My grandparents and I were going to Lucknow to visit Aunt Ruby. Now I means, as I told you that here a boy is narrating the story of his journey along with his grandparents. The boy is the speaker here. So here I refers to the boy who is narrating the story of their journey. Okay. So the boy means the speaker is telling that my grandparents and I were going to Lucknow to visit Aunt Ruby. Where were they going? To Lucknow. And why? To visit Aunt Ruby. We had to travel by train, and so we could not take any pythons, monkeys, or other unusual pets with us. Children, what do you do with your pets when you are traveling or going for a vacation? Yes, you leave your pets with your neighbors or with your relatives to take care of your pets until you return back, right? Because some mode of transport like bus, train do not allow your pets in the journey. So, in the same way, the boy, the speaker, is saying that we had to travel by train and so we couldn't take any pythons, monkeys, or other unusual pets with us. As I told you already, the boy has unusual pets like pythons, monkeys. So, as they were traveling by train, they could not bring their unusual pets with them. Shortly after we boarded the train, grandmother stretched herself out on the berth. Now, boarded means entered, get into. So, uh, very soon they entered into the train. Grandmother stretched herself out on the berth. Berth means meaning is given there in your textbook. A long train seat for sleeping on. I hope you all have seen that seat in the train. So, as they entered into the train, grandmother stretched her body on the berth, on the seat of the train, as she wanted to sleep. Before going to sleep, she said, I think I'll go to sleep. If you are hungry, you can help yourselves to parathas, omelets, and chicken curry from the hamper under the berth. Now, help yourselves to means meaning is given, take some of the food. So, what she said, as I'll go to sleep. If you are hungry, so you can take the food which they have brought, parathas, omelets, and chicken curry from the hamper. Hamper means a basket which is used to carry food, plates, usually when we go on picnic. So the food was in the basket. So she said you can take parathas, omelets, chicken curry from the basket, from the hamper which is kept under the berth, under the seat. I tugged at the hamper and dragged it to the middle of the compartment. I tugged at means hold or pull, we can say. So I hold the hamper and pulled it, dragged it means pulled it forcefully into the middle of the compartment, into the middle of two seats. As soon as I untied the straps means a strip of leather or cloth which is used to tie things together. So as soon as I untie means to open the knot. As I open the strip, the lid flew open and I let out a gasp of surprise. As I opened the strip which was tied to the hamper, the lid flew open and I let out a gasp. Gasp means a short and quick breath you take when you are surprised or shocked. So I took a short and quick breath as I was surprised. In the hamper, in the basket, was our python, curled up contentedly. Contentedly means in a way that shows you are happy and satisfied. So, as I opened the hamper, what I saw, the boy saw their python that was curled up, twisted into ringlet, and it seemed to be happy and satisfied. You can see in the picture there is python in the hamper. There was no sign of a dinner and there was no food in the hamper. It is the python, I said, and it has finished all our dinner. Then the boy said, the speaker said, it is the python, and and it has eaten our all dinner. There is nothing to eat. Nonsense, said grandfather. Pythons like their food alive. Why? This is an old hamper which was stored in the storeroom. Grandfather said, nonsense. Pythons like their food alive. They eat prey, insects, frog, yes, rats. They like their food alive. And this is an old hamper which was stored in the storeroom. This hamper was kept in the storeroom. The one with our food in it must have been left behind. It means they have not brought the hamper where they kept food. They brought the old one hamper which was kept in the storeroom, and there was a python. Grandfather snapped the hamper shut. Now, snapped the hamper shut means closed the hamper quickly. Children, all the meanings are given in your textbook. Please go through them. So, grandfather snapped the hamper shut means grandfather closed the hamper quickly and pushed it back beneath the berth and pushed the hamper back again under the berth, under the seat. Don't let grandmother see him, he said. What is that? Don't let your grandmother see this python. Why he said like this? Because grandmother did not know that there was a python in the hamper. Otherwise, she would get angry. A little after midnight, there was a great noise at the end of the corridor. Grandfather and I got up to see what was wrong. As little after midnight, as the time passed, as it was midnight, there was a noise, there was a commotion in the train at the end of the corridor of the train, of the compartment. And grandfather and I, that boy, the speaker, got up to see what happened, what was wrong. Children, I hope you have enjoyed the beginning of the story. The next part of this story we will see in the next video. You go through the lesson, read this, and learn the meanings which are given in the textbook.